Hello and welcome to News18.com. I am Chirag, Sehgal, and our guest today is very talented, very pretty Sonali Bendre. Thank you so much, Sonali,
Hi.
for joining us. So you're making a comeback after so many years.
Yeah.
I know you're very excited, but is there hesitation as well because you don't know how the audience might end up accepting you or not?
Yeah, look, anytime you do a role or you put something out, especially which is so public, and there's always going to be that worry of what will the feedback be like. But I think one has been in the public eye for so long now that, and one has been through so many things that for me, I would say definitely that bit of thing is there that I would want the audience to like what I'm showing. I want that love from them. I want them to enjoy it. But will I be broken if they don't? No, I think I will say, oh, okay, what was it that they didn't like? Let's correct that. Look for something new. Not in a bad way, but because life has to go on.
True.
Yeah.
But like you're playing a role of a journalist in the show, editor-in-chief
I'm the editor-in-chief.
Yes, of Awaz Bharti.
Yeah.
If not an actor, do you think you would have been a journalist?
I want to ask you one question before I answer your question. If you call your editors journalists or something, do they get offended?
No.
That I'm an editor and you're calling me this? Does that happen?
No, not at all.
Oh, fine, okay, fine.
But
you can
if
call
not-
me whatever then.
But if not an actor, which profession you would have been in?
All my life till now, every time that I've been asked this question, I have had some plithy answer to it, like, this or that or maybe that. But I think 2018, going through an illness which gives you a lot of clarity, and when you say that, okay, I want to survive this, and when I come out of it, what am I going to do? And when you start looking at what are you going to do, every time the only thing that you can think of is going in front of the camera.
True.
And that's when you realize that I really would want to do nothing else but this.
Yeah. But Sonali, why?
But it took me a long time to understand that.
Yeah. Why coming back with OTT and not in theatre?
Well, it didn't matter. If this story was coming out in the theatre, I would have done it in the theatre. It's a story, it's a character I'm playing. It doesn't matter where it comes.
We see a lot of 90s actresses now coming back. Sushmita with Arya, Ravina, KGF, now you. What do you think has prompted this change in dynamics?
The OTT, the fact that there are different stories being told, the fact that there's so many new voices and there is, mainly it's a different kind of stories and the space that is there for different stories to be told.
Yeah, but like we
Look,
hear,
it's a business. If you cannot put it out, if that story cannot be put out and it doesn't recover the money that's been put into the making of it, the next one is not going to be made. So I think these OTT platforms, multiplexes is what started it.
Yeah.
And then now this has become even bigger. But it gave a chance for, smaller films, different kinds of films, or as they call it, niche subjects, because they're not pan-India, as we all love to say, everything pan-India. So everything doesn't have to be pan-India. And, but there was for the longest time, there was no place where you could have these voices and you could see them. These platforms have given that space, and that's the beauty, I think.
So do you think, on that note, those actors who were not being given space on the big screen are now getting space and their caliber is being justified on OTT?
So I would say that those stories that were not getting the space on big screen are now getting the space here. And the moment those kind of stories get the space, the whole ecosystem around it changes, be it your technicians, be it writers, screenplay writing changes, your directors change, the way you act changes, so hence the actors, everything changes. The stylists, the production design, I mentioned the camera, of course, makeup, hair, everything changes. So a whole new ecosystem comes around. The hero is the story.
Yeah. Generally कहा जाता है for a particular actor or actress कि इतने time ही इनका face चलता है. Do you think, like, fortunately it's changing now with all of you also coming back, but do you think it's also more common for the female actresses?
Well, I would love to deny it, but I cannot because it's the truth. Because the actors that I was working with are still working while, me and women like us and from that period are not in that
Yeah.
zone. So yes, that is the reality. But having said that, there's so much discussion that goes on about it, and I'm sure it's moving towards the right path. I'm really happy that we are actually getting a chance to do things that we like doing, and it's being appreciated. And I don't think it's just in India; it's all over the world.
Yeah.
That these chances are coming out and these moments are coming out, and I think that's a great sign of
Yeah.
change.
And like you have been in the industry for such a long time, what do you think has changed?
In the industry,
Yeah.
so with the coming of the platforms, the business has changed completely, and I think it's one of the most exciting times for storytelling.
Yeah. So in the show, we constantly see there's a conflict between what's shown to the audience as a journalist and what should be shown to the audience. Kabhi, in your career as well, kabhi aisa hua hai, say makers wanted a particular scene. Now you don't want to do it, or you
The
don't
makers
agree
win.
with it. Yeah, but you ended up doing it.
I said no, the makers win. The person who's paying the check wins. You're being paid to do a job, so you can always say that that's what I felt always, that I'm doing a job, I'm being paid to do a job. I can voice my opinion and say, I don't agree with this, but this is what they've written and that's what needs to be done. Finally, it's going to be a director's word. He's the captain of the ship and he makes the calls. That's
Yeah.
the way I've always treated it. So yes, there are times when you don't believe in it, but as an actor, it's your job to make things that you don't believe in look believable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting paid for.
Yeah. In the recent times, you have seen so many, say, Tollywood movies surpassing the success of Bollywood movies. Where do you think the fault is lying? Is it with the scripts?
I don't think it's a fault. I have a very different take on it.
Yeah.
I think, as you now call it, pan-India stories, pan-India actors. I think I was one of the few ones who's done Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, Marathi.
Yeah.
So I was at that point also, I've been one of the pan-India stars in that sense. But today when you look at it and when you ask me this question, I again point out to the same thing, that earlier on, what came out of a certain part of India was never identified by some other part of India.
True.
While today, I think it's great that we can identify with it, which shows how one we are.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Rather than finding it a fault, I think it is great for cinema and it's great for storytelling. And I really think it's amazing that somebody living in Northeast or like completely in the North, who is looking at a dubbed film and understanding that culture, that language and that feeling. And that just goes to show that art is universal.
Yeah. Sonali, earlier today, actress Mahima Chaudhary opened up about
somebody just told me, I haven't read about it, and it's just so sad to hear that.
But do you have some message for her? Maybe what kept you motivated you want to share with her?
Honestly, I would love to reach out to her, and I will. It's not something I want to say in front of the camera because I just heard about it from another journalist before you came in. So I have not had the time to process it yet. And I'm sure I will, and I will do what needs to be done in that sense. But I need the time to process it off the camera before I can comment on it.
True. Before we wrap up, we have a small rapid fire round for you.
Ooh.
It's very simple. Your favorite
I'll decide if it's simple or not.
It's simple.
For you, because you're asking questions, it's simple. A person who replies, it has to be simple for that person.
Your favorite current age female actress?
Oh my God, only one I have to tell?
Yeah. No, you can maybe say a couple of
I love Alia. I love Deepika. She's so beautiful. Then I love Tilotama. She's one of my favorite actors, absolutely. I like Huma. I like Kubra. I love these actors.
Everyone's your favorite.
No, not everyone. I've left so many out.
Yeah.
Come on.
One movie, Indian movie, you recently watched and you loved it.
I think more than a movie, the series that I really loved was Gullak and Panchayat.
Yes.
And I also liked Guilty Minds of Shreya, who's my co-star. I thought it was a lovely series. It really was beautiful, and I loved her in the series also.
Best on-screen pair in recent times?
I think it would be Junior, NTR, and Ram Charan.
Yeah, my favorite as well. I'm sure everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
One recent movie you watched and you were like, यार ये तो मुझे करनी चाहिए.
I didn't feel मुझे करनी चाहिए थी. I mean, that didn't
Like-
occur to me, but I really liked Pushpa.
Yeah.
It was very different and very unlike what I would do. So I didn't think of it for me, but I thought it was a very, very interesting film. While being so commercial and everything, it still had a newness to it. And I
Yes.
thought that was amazing. And both the actors, Rashmika as well as Allu Arjun, fabulous.
And lastly, one current generation actor you want to work with.
I want to work with a lot of them, yeah. One of them that I'm working with is Jaideep. I think he's a
Yes.
fabulous actor and I'm really enjoying working with him.
Thank you so much, Sonali, for joining us. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much.
How was it for you?
It was very good.
All the best.